have a challenge, and I teach management. So when I teach management, I ask people, what would you like to be when you grow up? And many of them gave me different answers, and I said, why don't you tell the interviewer, I want to be kind when I grow up? And it worked very well, and the person got selected. Then when it came to defining honesty, I taught my students to say, honesty is interesting, you know. So I have two speakers when challenge is time, ladies and gentlemen. We are on air with the ET Now channel, and I have to manage time. So both my speakers, I want to invite you on the stage first. Sar Kinal, the Vice President of Camfeba. Can I have 2 chairs, please? And Emmanuel Zvada, the founder and managing consultant of Third Eye. Please come and sit down, both of you. Now what I'm going to do a fireside chat to help me. Will you help me if I do a fireside chat with you? Yeah, you would help me? Absolutely. No, sir, please sit down. Would you help me? All right. Audience, they're willing to help me, and I have no shame in asking for help. Will you applaud for them? I'll do a fireside chat with both of you and give you an opportunity to speak on the subject that is of very strategic interest to you, which is strategic AI integration. When you talk of strategic AI integration, what would it mean?
For me, it's about aligning the organizational goal and the AI or the technology feature. Because a lot of people talking about AI, like we heard within these 2 days, they talk about AI, but we may lead to the missing point if we don't identify what is our organizational objective, our organizational goal. So make sure that leader need to understand what we want. I make example in HR department. We need to identify what is our main objective. It's about talent acquisition, it's about talent development, it's about talent retention, or it's about what? And then we need to align what kind of technology, what kind of AI that can support, that can help to solve the issue in our HR department. So alignment is mean that it meet to the purpose, meet to the goal that we want for our organizational goal. I heard people talking earlier about the fancy, because when we invest in AI, we should know that it is about growth, it is about productivity, but it's not about fancy. This is one thing. That means we need to align on that. And then second thing, we may invest on AI, but we don't focus on the capacity development. And that kind of thing is about waste. If we only invest AI, but we don't invest on the capacity development, it wastes. I make a real example. It's about the phone. We may use iPhone 15, 16, and another version. But I think most of us maybe can use it about 50, less than 50% of the function of the phone. But because of the version of the phone, we just follow the version of the phone. But it's fine for our lifestyle. But in the company, if we do that, our company may collapse because we don't align the AI and the goal of the organization. And another thing is about people. It's about related department. For example, the young generation, they are good at technologies.
Absolutely.
Yes, but the old generation is about mindset. I'm not sure in India, but in my country, Gen X, Gen Y.
Which country are you referring to?
Cambodia.
Cambodia,
yes.
Right.
They are not familiar with technology. So, especially those people that are in the leadership level. And then when they don't focus, when they don't mind on the AI, they may think that let the Gen Z do it. But the Gen Z, they may don't know how to use it in the right way. They may don't know how to use it in the right purpose.
Absolutely.
And then they don't align with each other. And then Gen Z may view on the old generation that they are too old to use the technology. But the old generation, they know how to use it in the right way.
Absolutely.
But they are not capable enough to use
Translate
it. Yeah. And then another thing is about, for me, AI, it's double edged sword. I mean, it can grow the company, but it also can destroy the company if we don't know how to use it. So for me, we need to know what is the pro and con of the AI or the technology. I make a real example. If we don't identify the AI risk, we use the AI to make the contract, and then we trust on the AI. But when something wrong, the company will spend a lot of money on that. AI, it seems like a fire. If we don't know how to manage it,
Sure.
it can destroy our house. But
Appreciate
we know how to manage it. It can cook the food for us.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So,
So I allow you to take a pause.
Yep.
Thank you, Mr. Kinal. Insights are very useful to me. Emmanuel, when you talk of navigating contextually to what Mr. Kinal said, in a very hyperactive, complex workplace, what is the bullet points and references you're making to?
Thank you. This is a very powerful point that was being said by my colleague. When we talk about navigating, all of us, we know the GPS. I remember last time when I was in India, I drove to Pune using the GPS.
Right.
So how best can we navigate the complexities that are there in the modern world? You know, Doc, we have been talking about the AI, we have been talking about the future and the current. Now, people are swamped. We need to know exactly how to navigate, how to move forward, so that whatever we are going to say and whatever we are saying is going to be productive to us as organizations. So to me, I feel learning is good, but it's not enough when it does not yield results. Because to me, results matters more than actions. I always say that. So we need to come up with practices that are very viable, that will enable us to navigate, number one, the changes that are happening globally.
Right.
I was by the pool and I met someone from America. I was saying, you know what? What's your say on the policies that has been done by the current president? Because it's going to affect India, it's going to affect Asia, it's going to affect almost everyone. So we need people who are very innovative in coming up with solutions.
Right.
We need solution-oriented to say. Number two, in terms of practices, gone are the days when I hope no one is in here who is in here, then they repeat doing whatever they were doing. Because when changes happens, it has to be reciprocate with the practices and the systems.
Right.
Once changes happens and you are left behind with the old systems and the old practices,
right,
you won't move, you won't succeed as an organization. So number one, we need a change of practices, we need a change of mindset. We also need a change of titles.
Right.
We can't be continue being
so
called
practices,
HR.
mindset, and titles.
Exactly.
Coming back to you, Mr. Kinal, what is the downside of AI? Is there a downside according to you as an expert, industry expert?
Actually, I'm not industry expert in AI, but as I mentioned, a lot of people just talking about AI, concern about AI. AI is a double-edged sword.
Correct.
So the downside is that when we don't know how to use it, it will waste a lot of money. It will like bring a lot of stressful to the people. So for me, when we invent AI, when we use AI, the main purpose is to grow the company, to make the people happier. But if we use AI to make people more stressful, to make people more harmful, that means we are getting lost.
Correct.
So the downside is that when we don't know how to use it, and when we use it for the wrong purpose, because AI is powerful, technology is powerful. We use it in the wrong way, it will destroy the world.
Absolutely.
But when we use it in the right way, we'll make this world is like a happy or
beautiful thing to happen.
Yeah, beautiful thing. Yeah.
Thank you. Coming back to you, Emmanuel, the complexity, is the workplace really complex or it's simple?
It's not simple, Doc, it's not simple because HR is progressive. If you check long back, the practices that used to be there, and 2 years back,
Right.
5 years back, and now, and post this era, it means there is nothing simple there. Because changes are happening, and we need to reciprocate with the changes that are happening.
Right. Right. Okay. My second last question to you, Mr. Kinal, is back in Cambodia, are you ready? A very Buddhist economy, a lot of practices of peace, a very serene economy. Are you ready for AI?
If we, actually I have the figure in my slide. If we look at the data from the Ministry of Education, currently 84% of the young generation, they enroll the real science class.
Wow.
So only about 6% that they enroll the social science and class. So this means that the young generation, they are ready, the public, they already understand the benefit of the AI.
Wow. In your country, how ready are you to navigate the technological changes?
We are very ready. Just to mention a few, I'm from Zimbabwe, and I'm glad to be one of the speakers that had spoken when the Data Protection Act was launched.
Wow.
We have a lot of data. I think I said it yesterday. And with that big and huge amount of data, it needs to be managed because we pose a risk as a country, we pose a risk as a company to just leave data not being regularized. So I was part of the presenters that presented on how best we can manage data and who is going to manage that data. I think India also, I was checking, you also have that policy
you bet.
that manage data. And by that policy, it means we can better manage the complexities of too much data in the world.
Absolutely. Coming back to you, Mr. Kinal. If there is, your entire presentation could be summarized in 3 sentences, would you be in a position to summarize for me and the rest of the audience in 3 sentences?
Yes, before answering to that question, let me add a little bit more. In Cambodia, we have 16 million population, but we have 17 SIM cards that are using. So it means that the adoption of the technology in Cambodia is quite high because they use the phone device for the internet and technology. If I summary back, I just want to give some message to all of us that actually a lot of people concerning about AI, but I concur that mostly we concerned about AI, but AI will not replace us.
Right.
The people who know the AI well will replace the people who don't know the AI. And then another thing I want to mention is that we need to use it wisely. And then the last point I want to mention is about we are not smarter than AI. But if we want to be better than AI, we need to use our good heart. Because we have brain, AI have chip, but AI don't have a better heart than us. And human need the heart.
Yeah.
Thank you.
If you have to summarize what you had to say on navigation, how would you summarize in very briefly?
Thank you. If I'm to summarize on how to navigate the complexities of the new world or the workplaces, number one, you go and check in your organization, what are the problems that you are facing, number one. Number two, what are the practices that are there? Have you evolved also as the practices has evolved? For example, remote work. How are you managing remote work? How are you making your remote workers be engaged? You are still talking about work-life balance. No, we have moved from work-life balance to work-life integration.
Absolutely.
How are you doing it? Then the other thing that I will just tell the listeners is to, after navigating, you have to implement. It's very good to talk. It's also good to act.
Very good.
I always say we work, we don't work people.
Absolutely. I want to thank you both from the bottom of my heart and assure you that this audience is a very interested and committed audience. And I love this audience because they're present here. You please spend time over dinner with a lot of people. And if they have questions, they'll be very happy to ask you questions and learn from you. For me personally, I express my gratitude to both of you for being here today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.